Hello once again, everyone, and welcome to Ernie George Field, where tonight Foxboro Warriors and their A Division team take on North Attleboro. Alongside Doug Seuss, Dennis Robichaud, the entire Cable 8 Sports crew, happy to bring you this action between Foxboro and North Attleboro. Big rivalry at this level as it is at the high school level.
It's just the next step before they do get up to the high school, and this game is for the annual Founders Cup.
Kickoff fielded by North Attleboro, run straight back up the middle, and good run back there.
Number 22, I believe that, 32, check that.
32, and unfortunately our North Attleboro roster
Joshua Langill, I'll call it.
Doesn't go in numerical sequence here, so we'll fumble around as best we can, but second game of the evening that Cable 8 Sports is providing coverage for, and North Attleboro victorious in the B Division game that preceded this by a score of 20-14, and we'll see what the A Division game brings for North Attleboro and Foxboro. First play from scrimmage outside the 45 about the 46-yard line. Give to the tailback here. Number 22 carries out near the 45-yard line. Gain of a couple on first down. Second and 8.
That's Robert Vaughn Dennis, number 22 for North Attleboro.
Number 22, Ryan Morshan.
The man from Uncle?
I think he's a little bit too old, a little bit too heavy to play at this level. Foxboro and North Attleboro both come into this game with 1-1 records. Still early in the season, but both in the thick of playoff contention already. The winner of this game could obviously gain some important momentum.
Second and 8 from midfield. And to the tailback, number 7 falls forward close to the Foxboro 45-yard line. Short of a first down by about 3. Bring up 3rd and 3 from the Foxboro 45.
Kevin McCarthy. All right, we'll see a replay on that. Nice little hole here to begin with, but up steps Foxboro, number 30, number 32, I believe that was for Foxboro. No, 30, Ken Goodwin, then Kevin McCarthy, 87, finished that off.
They need to get down to about the 43-yard line, just outside the 45.
Number 5 in motion again here.
Third down play,
Just the
inside handoff.
That's Vaughn again.
And caught back inside, cutting it back inside nicely. Still on his feet into the Foxboro
Just
cemetery.
We have all kinds of laundry.
Flags all over the place inside the Foxboro 30, but we'll wait for the official call.
I think North Attleboro is going to end up gaining the first down out of this play, unless it's a major penalty and brings it back within the sticks. As we see here on the replay, Vaughn, he hurdles over Tyler Felix. And there's a little push from behind. Number 58 from North Attleboro really didn't have to make that block. Vaughn was already out in the open. That little push is very costly here. Takes away a huge gain.
So the penalty backs North Attleboro up back to the Foxboro 47-yard line. Still third down. They need to get down to the 42. We'll call it 3rd and 5 for North Attleboro. Opening series of the ball game. And straight ahead, looking like he has enough for a first down ball carry there. Number 7 is Jeffrey Peary for North Attleboro. And I found that one so quickly because he's right at the top of the page.
Yeah, that was an easy find for us. Hopefully a few more of these ones will be just as easy for us to find. They're not even in alphabetical order. They're not in numeric order. North Attleboro is throwing us a curveball right up here as we're trying to announce their kids.
Quarterback is number 10 is Dan Altieri for North Attleboro.
Danny has Foxboro roots. His mom went to school with her, and his father is head of security up at the Foxboro company.
First down, inside handoff, falling forward in just short of the Foxboro 40-yard line. Gain of about a yard on first down.
All right, we'll check that again. You see North Attleboro basically trying to go up the middle again with Perry. Nowhere really to go.
2nd and 9 for North Attleboro.
Vaughn's coming in motion. I expect a counter play here.
Here comes the blitz.
There it is.
They're trying to keep him inside, but don't. Good run there off the left side of the offensive line for North Attleboro.
Number 5, Evan Perkowski.
Tackle number 33, Eric Stevens.
We see Perkowski here getting the inside counter. As you can see on the replay, Altieri does a complete reverse pivot, goes 360 to make that handoff, taking advantage of Foxborough's over pursuit on the defensive line.
Ball spotted inside the Foxborough 35 at the 34. Third down play, they need 3.
Again, Vaughn in motion. Here comes the toss to Vaughn at the outside.
Has some blocking, but the field is slick.
Yes.
As the evening wears on, it was evident in the B squad game earlier, but a very humid night. We had a lot of rain through the night, so the turf is wet and the dew is on top, so footing will be a factor on this field.
This side of the field a lot drier than that is over there, and had they run the same play over here, he may have had a better opportunity to cut that corner. Foxborough did defend it pretty well. There was no gain on the play, and it brings up a big 4th down now.
4th and 3 for North Attleboro on their opening drive of the ball game.
We see a wide receiver coming out at the bottom of our screen here. Straight handoff up the middle. It looks like Foxborough stopped this one, Dennis.
It will depend on the forward progress marked, and the way the official is marking this is going to be very close.
Again, number 7 takes the handoff. He's met solid in hold. Number 22, Ryan Morshead, was down around the ankles. The 55 for Foxborough was in on that. James Sestito, Jimmy as we call him. And a couple other Foxborough guys that we were unfortunate to pick up their numbers, but I think they know who they were. They all did a good job on that play and giving Foxborough their first possession now. Fairly good field position.
Foxborough has held and takes over for the first time on offense. 1st and 10. And here's a handoff trying to cut the corner. Good pursuit there by the defense as Vaughn able to bring down ball carrier number 30, Ken Goodwin.
Goodwin appeared to have a slight hold to the outside. He tried to stutter step. When he did that, Vaughn closed on him real fast, limiting it to about a 3-yard gain on the play. Mikey Lee opens up at quarterback, number 7 for Foxborough tonight. Ryan Morshead is also another one of the running backs. He comes out now as a double end on the lower right-hand side.
Gain of 2 on 1st down, 2nd and 8 as Morshead is in motion. Here's the pitch back to Goodwin. Flag is thrown. Goodwin is caught in the backfield by Vaughn, but there is a flag on the play.
I'd be curious as to this call here if they call it a crackback block. Foxborough does it often. It is a trademark play of our program where we bring it back in motion and we seal the end. Look perfectly clean from here. If we get a replay, you'll see Morshead just lays the North Attleboro defensive end out, but there's no low hit on that. That's a pretty clean play.
And Foxborough bench does not like the call, but it is going against the Warriors. They will be backed up for an illegal block.
They actually declined the penalty, Dennis, because of the loss on the play.
So the loss is back to the 30-yard line. They need to get back outside the 40 to about the 43. So
North Attleboro setting up in a pass defense right now. They have 3 deep defensive backs. Other than that, they have 8 guys in the box.
3rd and 13. Goodwin, the lone setback. Dropping straight back is Lee's hit from behind.
That's going to be a fumble.
And is recovered by number 76 for North Attleboro. And it is, in fact, a fumble as Lee was looking downfield near side and was hit from behind and had no idea that that was coming.
No, Dennis, he did not. I could see that play almost developing. If I could get a replay, possibly we get a number on the North Attleboro player that made the hit, but he lined up on the top half of the field. Basically, you'll see Mikey Lee from this angle. We'll see him at the very end, but North Attleboro's right end is untouched up here. He's come flying in from the outside right now. Boom. Yeah.
76.
Could be.
Tony DeBalzi.
Yeah, Mike didn't stand a chance. Didn't stand a chance. He blindside hit, causing that fumble, giving North Attleboro their first great opportunity.
North Attleboro takes over 1st and 10 inside the Foxborough 25 at about the 22-yard line. On 1st down, trying the left side, and a late flag thrown on that play after a gain of a couple.
And 33,
Foxborough reacting as if it's against North Attleboro. So the officials here trying to keep a tight lid on things.
I was just thinking the same thing, Dennis. This game's about 6 minutes old, and already we've seen about 4 penalties.
Have a second look at that last play. See if we can pick up the penalty.
Maybe a holding call. Nice break for Foxborough, pushing North Attleboro back out just beyond the 30-yard line. It has been a little sloppy play, not just the field so far, but actually the execution on both Foxborough and North Attleboro. Mistakes have hurt each of them so far.
Ball spotted just outside the Foxborough 30 at the 31. First and about 20. And coming back inside into the backfield. Good open field tackle there by number 37 for Foxborough.
I'll say 87 there, Dennis.
I'm sorry.
Yep.
Tackle 87, Kevin McCarthy.
That being Kevin McCarthy. But a good gain on first down takes them back inside the original line of scrimmage, inside the 20 to about the 19.
Watch this replay here. North almost has 2. Number 22, Vaughn, he's actually moving out of his set position when there's a back in motion. You have 2 guys in motion. That's illegal, and it should be called. Wouldn't be surprised to see Foxborough's coaching staff bring that to the attention of the referees.
Hey, guys.
Second and about 7 for North Attleboro. We're scoreless inside 5 minutes, about 4:18 unofficially to play first quarter. Here's Vaughn again, but he's caught by the shoestrings. Good tackle there. Mooreshead making the tackle.
Ryan slid in from his linebacker position, made a nice diving tackle at the ankles.
Actual loss on the play at the Foxborough 20 brings up 3rd and 8.
Again, Foxborough needs to stand strong in this case. They know that this is 4-down territory for North Attleboro. We won't see any punt of any kind here. So North is going to have 2 cracks to gain these 8 yards. Bringing a receiver out, number 14 coming to the bottom of the screen from North Attleboro.
Altieri instructs Vaughn back to the backfield.
Going back
Drops
to pass.
back to pass, looks downfield, throws on the far side, overthrown, intended on the far side there for number 80 for North Attleboro. That being Ryan Burns, pass incomplete, bring up 4th and 8.
Nice arm strength by Altieri, I could see on that play. He set up very nice, had plenty of time, just put a little bit too much zip on that ball, overthrowing his receiver by a good 5 yards.
3.5 minutes left unofficially first quarter as Foxborough tries to hold here on defense. Big 4th down play, 4th and 8.
Again, North coming out with a little bit of a spread formation.
Peary and Vaughn are the setbacks. Altieri. Inside to Peary, but a great defensive play there by number 54 for Foxborough is Nick Ranko.
Didn't fool anybody on that handoff, Dennis. Foxborough defense not necessarily looking for the pass on that play. Nick Ranko was right where he had to be, stopped Perry on a short gain, maybe a yard, and Foxborough will take over for the second time.
Have a second look at that 4th down play and the tackle by Ranko.
Yeah, nice job by Nicky. Fought off the blocker real quick. Basically the only guy standing in the hole was Nick, and he made the tackle as he should have.
So Foxborough takes over on downs from their own 18-yard line, 1st and 10. Running into the secondary. Mooreshead is out across his 30-yard line. Good enough for a first down. Great run there on first down.
Very nice run, Dennis. Started to the outside, broke it back in against the grain. Found an opening right up the middle. Followed a couple key blocks and gained the last couple yards on his own just by lunging ahead. That's Foxborough's initial first down of the game.
So from their own 30-yard line, 1st and 10, Warriors. Mike Lee in at quarterback.
We have Felix and Goodwin also in the backfield with Mooreshead.
And off tackle, falling forward. Good yardage on first down across the 35 to about the 36-yard line. Gain of about 5 on first down.
Solid 5 yards. Again, Dennis, 2 plays in a row now that Moorshed's carried the ball off the left side. Following some key blocking over there. I believe Nick Ranko, number 54, is one of those linemen over there. Chris Foley, I do know, is the center.
Get down to 2.5 minutes unofficially here in first quarter. Foxborough trying to unleash a drive here. We're scoreless at the 2.5 minute mark approximately of the first quarter. 2nd and 5 from the Foxborough 35. And here comes the reverse coming near side. Straight arm, but hanging on nicely there is Jeff Peary, bringing down ball carrier Ryan Mooreshead.
Peary obviously showing he has some defensive skills as well. We've seen his attack on the offensive side. That time there, he stayed right at home. Peary wasn't fooled at all by this reverse, as you see him from his defensive end position. Ryan trying to give him the stiff arm, but Peary's arms are just as long, and he's able to wrap him up by the shirt and throw him down.
So a loss of a yard on that second down play. Makes it 3rd and 6, and the clock apparently has expired on the first quarter. And a discussion with the officials by the Foxborough coaching staff. I'm sure going back to that original call, that really hurt Foxborough in that position.
It looks like a spirited discussion at that, Dennis. Coach Triani has run this play often for years. Back when I was coaching with him 4 or 5 years ago, when this group of kids was at the D&E level, it was a play that we've always run with our back in motion, clearing out the end. And we've always instructed our kids, hit them high. You can't hit them low. That is a penalty. And from what I saw, Ryan Mooreshead basically flattened the kid right up around the shoulders. So I think Coach Triani's just trying to get an explanation to find out if, in fact, if it was
next
a high
time we
ball,
run this, are you going to call that again?
You're going to call it again, because to our knowledge, there was nothing wrong with that play. And now I see Coach Triani talking to Frank Lee, who is also an official. Unfortunately, he's on the DL with a broken foot.
And my congratulations to you, Doug, making the explanation on that over the decibel level of Aerosmith.
It's not easy, Dennis.
So it brings up a 3rd down situation here for the Warriors at their own 34-yard line. 3rd and 6 for the Warriors. Their second possession of the ball game. We are scoreless. First play of the second quarter. Mike Lee in at quarterback. And inside handoff, Mooreshead gets through before he's stacked up. He'll be short of a first down out near the 38-yard line.
Yeah, he'll need about 2 more, Dennis. It was a good hard run, but he met a few North Attleboro defenders right there, and they weren't going to give Ryan any more yardage on that one. He fought for a lot of that last couple inches on his own.
So they need to get out just beyond the 40-yard line, 4th and a couple.
Would be a punting situation. Mooreshead is back to punt. I would not be surprised to see a fake here. Coach Goodwin is not a big fan of the punt.
Back deep for North Attleboro in single punt coverage is 22 Vaughn. Now he shortens up awaiting this punt and kicking
nice
it
kick.
Away. Nice spiral.
Nobody over there. This ball
Takes a North Attleboro bounce, but nonetheless downed on the far side over there by Ken Goodwin, close to the North Attleboro 40-yard line, where they'll take over 1st and 10 from their own 40.
Very little opportunity for any type of roll, whether it was for Foxborough or North Attleboro, being the soggy side of the field. That thing stuck just like one of Tiger Woods' drives when it was coming down on the green. That thing just bit the turf and stayed right where it was.
Is there no limit to the sports analogies that you can derive from your immense sports knowledge? 1st and 10.
You don't think I'm preoccupied with sports, do you, Dennis?
Could have fooled me. Straight ahead run there is good for only a couple, if that.
Number 30, Ken Goodwin at the bottom of that pile.
Gain of perhaps a yard or 2.
As you look in the sidelines, you'll see that Foxborough has a very small bench compared to the North Attleboro side. Foxborough, once again, only dressing like 17 kids tonight due to injuries and a few other reasons. North Attleboro, on the other hand, I believe we look at their roster and they have a head count of 31 ball players. So a good 12 players more than Foxborough has. So fatigue could be an issue.
Foxborough staying with them here in the outset. We'll see how that story plays out later on in the ball game. And to the tailback, but a great stick in the backfield.
So Mooreshead again.
22 looks like Mooreshead got through unmolested. and stuck the North Attleboro runner before he even got untracked.
A rude. This is a very rude reception for this running back here. Looks like, second string running back's in the game now, number 33 for North Attleboro. His first carry, and Ryan Moorshed welcomed him to Foxborough on that play.
Brett Luongo, number 33.
Yeah, we have a whole new backfield in there. Even number 2's at quarterback, replacing El Terry.
Not only are they going to do that to us on the roster, they're going to start swinging in the subs.
Moorshed causes
Laura
the fumble
is
here
on the field. Loose ball, still loose as players try to get a handle to it.
Somehow I think North Attleboro still comes up with this ball. I don't know how they did that, but being slippery over there and a lot of bodies diving.
Just an indication of how slick it is on the field, as that thing squirted out on several occasions before it was finally covered, and it is Foxboro's football.
That's great, because I'm looking over on the other sideline. I see a whole host of North Attleboro people pointing in their direction. Thank God the referee saw it the opposite way and gives Foxborough a great opportunity here to open up their third drive of the game.
So Foxborough on the turnover will get the ball in great field position at the North Attleboro 26-yard line.
Not sure who recovered that, as there were a whole host of Foxborough bodies jumping, diving, squirming for that ball. I do know that Moorshed made the initial hit that caused the fumble.
And
now,
now,
actually, now they say it's fourth down for North Attleboro, so we're all confused again here.
I give up.
I do too.
Fourth and very long.
The bad snap.
Low snap is fielded and punted away by Vaughn.
Get away from
that
ball.
A short kick, and will take a North Attleboro bounce across midfield just into Foxborough territory. But the end result will be good, still good field position here for Foxborough at about their own 49-yard line, 1st and 10.
That's correct, Dennis, and this will be by far the best starting position we've had of any of our 3 series. I'm a little confused. The referee obviously is more confused than we are, because he did signal that it was Foxborough's ball. But as you said, the end result is we do get it back. We're out near midfield, and let's hope as time ticks down here in the second quarter, we can punch one in and go in at halftime with a lead.
Fullback number 20 is Tyler Felix. The tailback number 30, Ken Goodwin. Mike Lee still in at quarterback. And Give on the far side, trying to turn it back up, but stacked up for
little gain,
perhaps a yard.
Ken Goodwin there did most of that on his own. Complete breakdown of the blocking on the right side.
Another look at that run.
Okay, we see here. Yeah, Goodwin following Felix, number 78 from North Attleboro, number 76, 79. Ken was weaving in and out of them, didn't really stand much of a chance. Jimmy Sestito trying to give him a little push from behind to get that 1 yard that he did get.
Both the B game and now the A game have demonstrated jersey tackles on a number of times. We'll have to put the skin-tight jerseys into the budget, I think.
Absolutely. Either that or we're going to fatten these kids up one way or another.
This is Goodwin again, but he's met rudely by Vaughn, and for perhaps a loss back into Foxborough territory.
A little bit different from the high school game you and I had done last week, when we noticed some of those numbers on the ball players were stretched
a little tightly.
A little tight is right. That's being kind on our part. But they sure do grow them big, both in Foxborough and Andover at the high school level.
Yes, they do. Dumplings for dinner.
Double portions. Foxborough facing a difficult situation here, even though the ball is at midfield. Still looking at about a 3rd and 9. Coming out in a pass formation.
Neither team willing to give an inch here, as we're down in at 5.5 minutes left first half unofficially. We're still scoreless. Lee dropping straight back, now throws out into the flat to Goodwin. Goodwin, stiff arms, trying to get something going, but is finally brought down there for another loss by number 55 for North Attleboro.
I can already see the effects of that previous penalty call on the crackback on Ryan Moorshed. As we watch this play here, Moorshed does come in motion again. We're not going to see it from this angle. It's a little flat pass out to Ken Goodwin. But Moorshed did come in motion as he did earlier, and his block was not the same. He more or less turned to face up on the end instead of hitting him from the side. So the referee's interpretation of the rule is going to alter this game a little bit, at least Foxborough's strategy.
Moore's head to punt. Vaughn back deep on his own 30.
Oh, real nice kick
gets
here.
A good foot into that one. Vaughn will take it at his own 25-yard line. Trying to get outside.
There's a flag
thrown.
This is going to be
Vaughn
unfortunate.
on his way across midfield into Foxborough territory. But this, I believe, will go against North Attleboro.
Yes, it will. And I tell you, Vaughn did a nice job of returning this. Vaughn runs it all the way back to the original line of scrimmage, but the flag happened right after the reception. Some sort of, maybe it was a hold or a cheap block of some sort, but Ken Goodwin was the recipient right here, right there, hit from behind, little push from behind. Probably not needed because Vaughn looked like he was already breaking to the outside, Dennis.
So a break there for Foxborough, as that will negate that last run by Vaughn back into Foxborough territory.
That's a huge break at this time.
And they'll step it off.
Oh, good
Great punt
opportunity
there, but excuse me, Doug, by Moorshead. He pushed Vaughn all the way back to about his 25-yard line.
Ryan has kicked two good ones so far. The first one, they sent nobody back the field. At this one, they were wiser sending Vaughn back. And Ryan has gotten good lift out of both his kicks. And with the penalty here, it gives Foxborough's defense a great chance to maybe make something happen deep in North Attleboro territory.
So the penalty stepped off against North Attleboro, pushes them all the way back to their 18-yard line. Timeout on the field as the teams will talk it over. And
you want to try and talk over George Thorogood there, my friend?
I don't think so. Could there be any choice of music that would make it more difficult to be heard? I don't think so.
We'd like to thank Billy Dietzel III. He does an excellent
Introduce
job.
him to Judy Collins.
Yes, Billy may have a future in the radio business. He's got all the toys over here. He's got the music. He's got the equipment.
And he's got enough voltage in that amplifier.
And he's smiling. Tomorrow morning, obviously, we're going to have to tone this down a notch. Some of the neighbors, we'd hate to wake them out of bed before the Jets fans who come into town do. Lord knows they ain't quiet.
Now, correct me if I'm wrong. You would hate to wake the neighbors? Is that what you're saying?
Yes, I would. Put that on record. I would hate to wake the neighbors. We're trying to be the good neighbor here.
You heard it here first. Here we go, North Attleboro, 1st and 10 from their own 18. A little under 4.5 minutes unofficially left first half. We're still scoreless.
They're still running with that second offense. It looks like number 2 is still quarterback for North Attleboro. He's keeping the ball.
He has the football and is caught from behind.
Number 33, it looks like, Stevens. Yes.
Number 33, Eric Stevens.
So the quarterback falls forward across his 20, gain of about 3 on first down, 2nd and 7.
As we look at the replay, you can see some of the fog setting in the background here. A couple nice little cuts back and forth, but Stevens on the tackle gets a little help there at the end. Might have been Moorshead again. But North Attleboro obviously trying to get their players into the game. There are minimum play requirements at each level, depending on the number of teams, number of players you have on the team. And where North Attleboro has 31, each player has to get at least 6 plays in a game. So that's why we're seeing some of these new shirts in there.
2nd and 7 from the North Attleboro 21. And looking to throw, caught in the backfield and brought down. Good defensive pursuit there. Finally making the tackle is Moorshead, who's having himself a whale of a ball game.
He certainly is, Dennis. He's all over the field. Offensively, he's had a couple nice plays, but defensively, he's really standing out in that backfield quite often, whether it's a run or a pass play. I think he's blitzing from his linebacker position, and nobody's picking him up at all.
And even gotten a couple of great punts away. So earning his keep is Ryan Moorshead.
Now Foxborough will be looking for a possible pass play at this juncture. Number 20, Tyler Felix, is back on one side. I think Eric Stevens, number 33, is back on the other side.
Loss on the play all the way back to the North Attleboro 15-yard line. They need to get out to the 29.
Up the middle, keeper.
And that is not going too far as Foxborough converges on the ball carrier. So that'll be well short of a first down, bring up 4th and long, and Foxborough should get the ball back in decent field position with about 2.5 minutes to play in the first half.
Foxborough does call a timeout on the play, and we'll find out shortly if we're close to the 2-minute warning, because about this time you would expect the officials to adjust the clock if necessary. And we might be just before the 2-minute warning, and Foxborough wants to take advantage of that as another timeout as well when it happens.
So as the score indicates, with 2.5 minutes to play first half and goose eggs on the scoreboard, a defensive struggle here. Only one turnover thus far. Foxborough fumbling the ball after beginning a sequence in good field position North Attleboro territory. But other than that, it's been punt, 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 and one attempt on the part of North Attleboro to convert on 4th down was unsuccessful. So defenses have dominated here in the first half.
Not too much of a surprise here. Foxborough losing some of their offensive punch this year with a few guys not playing ball. Their defense is really stepping it up. We've seen the Westwood game that was done by Cable 8, a 6-0 defensive struggle. That only score coming off a turnover deep in Foxborough territory. Last week, Foxborough prevailed at Franklin 14-6. Again, getting a couple touchdowns from Ryan Moorshed.
Vaughn gets a boomer away. Lone coverage man back deep is Tyler Felix. That'll be downed, so Foxborough will be in good field position here at about the North Attleboro 37-yard line. Booming kick by Vaughn, but not much carry in this pea soup fog.
Not at all. He did have time to get it off. There is the 2-minute warning right there, as we thought would happen. Vaughn does a nice job. With no return, it basically comes out to a good net punt of about 25 yards. Nothing wrong with that. Foxborough now will have 2 minutes to try and work some magic here and get in the end zone, get on a scoreboard. I think they do get the second half kickoff as well. Excuse me.
Yes, they do.
And you know, that can only be added icing on the cake here if we can get 2 scores before North Attleboro touches the ball again.
Foxborough sets on offense. Tailback Goodwin is caught, and the ball's on the field and recovered by North Attleboro. So precisely what you wouldn't want to have happen has happened to Foxborough. Dan Altieri, number 10, recovers the fumble for North Attleboro.
Not sure what happens here. It looks like a clean exchange from Mikey Lee to Kenny Goodwin. All right, we'll take a look at it on the replay. Maybe the ball is just punched out. Yeah, Ken's got that clean. Yep. On his spin move, that's when he loses the ball. He had good control of it, but trying to break the tackle, the ball popped out. I'm sure a lot of it's due to it being wet.
Ball spotted just outside the North Attleboro 40-yard line. 1st and 10, just under 2 minutes unofficially. Left first half, we're still scoreless. Altieri back in at quarterback, rolling to his left, now throws back across the middle. Pass complete, trying to roll forward and down. Complete there to Jeff Peary, number 7.
And I think Peary's going to get a little bit of a generous spot here. He goes down a good yard before where it's being marked. He rolled over 3 times, and they gave him the first roll. Nice catch, though. He did go up for that ball.
Even in that, pass completion is good for only 4 yards. 2nd and 6.
Clock's still moving, yep.
Altieri, number 10, who started the game at quarterback, is back in. North Attleboro trying to capitalize here with
again.
Possession and coming at him and knocking him down, throwing a prayer downfield. The only man in the vicinity was number 5, is Evan Perkowski.
Nice pressure here by Jimmy Sestito coming from his left end position. He had a beat on Altieri the whole way. Just got there a split second too late, but I think out of the corner of Altieri's eye, he's seen Jimmy closing on him, and it might have had something to do with that pass not being complete.
No way he could have avoided those footsteps. He's coming right at him.
You can hear squish,
Deer
squish,
in
squish.
the headlights.
Yes.
Yeah. Squish, squish.
You can hear it the whole time.
3rd and 6 from the 44.
Get motion again here. Here comes the counter. Ball's
and
on the ground.
Ball is on the field and recovered, falls right at the feet of the North Attleboro lineman.
North Attleboro does like to run that play, Dennis. You know, their trademark, at least in their midget program, is the inside handoff with the counter.
Paul Wallace, number 66, able to recover that fumble for North Attleboro. So they'll maintain possession, but it brings up 4th down. And North Attleboro will call timeout with this 4th down play, and clock showing under 1 minute 45 seconds unofficially left first half.
I wouldn't be surprised to see North Attleboro actually go for it here, Dennis. I mean, they are out around the 44-yard line. Foxborough hasn't really had a lot of success moving the ball. Really, with 45 seconds to go, if that in fact is accurate, they could pick up a first down. Maybe they throw up the Hail Mary pass. In the worst case, they give Foxborough the ball here, and their defense has been pretty solid.
Foxborough will get the ball first in the second half. Neither offense able to move on the other defense, as we're still scoreless and we're nearly at the end of the first half.
And we still have a pretty good crowd on hand. As we might have mentioned earlier, this is for the Founders Cup, which is contested for every year between the 8 teams of Foxborough and North Attleboro. In honor of the 2 founding fathers. I just wish I had their names. Forgive me for not knowing that, but it is for the Founders Cup.
You're forgiven.
Thank you, Dennis.
Big 4th down play here, inside handoff, taken, cut back inside with some running room. It'll be good enough for a first down. Ball carrier there, number 5 for North Attleboro.
Is that Peary again? No, it's not. Number 5 was Pekarski, I believe. Yeah, Evan Pekarski.
Good man.
I believe he's the younger brother of one of North Attleboro's recent football stars up at the high school level. Certain names you have haunting nightmares about sometimes. Clock is now showing 34 seconds, if in fact it is accurate.
My nightmares don't pertain to high school football players, though.
Care to allude on that a little bit?
No,
Dennis?
I'm not going to go into detail.
Not going to go into details. I just figured, seeing we have a timeout here, maybe you'd like to share something with the home audience.
Well, talking about that, as time goes on, it appears as if we're going to be a tandem here at Cable 8 Sports. I was meaning to ask you, and don't think I'm being mean or anything, but I had to know that when you were playing midget football and high school football, were they calling you doctor?
I got the name. Here's a Foxborough North Attleboro tie. I moved into Foxborough my sophomore year in high school, and played football for Coach Sullivan, Coach Wilson Whitty, who was a past North Attleboro principal, but a Foxborough man. And he had names for all of us. Some of them you could say on TV, some of them you can't.
Here's Vaughn on first down. He's down near the Foxborough 40-yard line. Gain of about 7 on first down, but the clock is running down here inside 20 seconds unofficially. This may be the last play of the half. Altieri with a handoff inside.
Yeah.
And that's not going anywhere. It'll be short of a first down. And there is the signal for the expiration of the first half.
A pretty good half, though, Dennis. I mean, it's even.
It's good if you like defense.
It's good if you like defense. We could be trailing, so, we do get the ball to start off the second half. Maybe the troops will get a little refreshed at halftime, get a little inspired by one of Coach Ken Goodwin's Lombardi speeches, and, come out and take it to North Attleboro in the second half.
We'll see how it shakes down. We'll be back with coverage of second half action here at Ernie George Field of the A-Squad game between Foxborough and North Attleboro after this short break.
Foxborough fumbles the kickoff. The ball's still on the ground. I don't like the looks of this. North Attleboro has it.
First down, North Attleboro.
Not exactly the way we wanted to start off the second half here.
What we thought would be an advantage with Foxborough getting the ball first here in the second half, unfortunately, turns into a North Attleboro possession in Foxborough territory at their 36-yard line.
There was a pretty good kick on the play. The ball was up in the air going end over end. Tyler Felix runs up to try and field it on the fly. The ball hits him right in the shoulder pads, immediately goes to the ground, starts rolling forward. Foxborough had a couple of tries at it, but a North Attleboro jersey come up with the ball.
So North Attleboro begins the second half here after the turnover in great field position in Foxborough territory at their 36-yard line.
Again, the moisture is going to be a factor in the second half. Delay a game call here.
So a break there for Foxborough. We're still scoreless as we begin the second half, and the field conditions and weather are a factor. Pea soup fog, dew all over the field.
From our vantage point, it looks like the fog is basically coming in at the end zone North Attleboro is driving to right now, but I'm sure at ground level it doesn't look as bad. They're actually under it and can have an advantage.
Handoff here, trying to go straight forward, but the Foxborough defensive line holds nicely for no gain, or a gain of perhaps a yard. Gets them just inside the Foxborough 40 at the 39, but they're still not back to the original line of scrimmage, 2nd and 13 from the Foxborough 39-yard line.
Looked like a keeper on the play. I'm not sure why they would call something like this, Dennis, unless they're just trying to catch Foxborough's defense napping. But with a 1st and 15, with the running backs that they've had and some of the success they've had, QB sneak on this play just didn't make a lot of sense. Could have been a bobbled snap, and he just felt safer carrying the ball himself.
Number 2 for North Attleboro back in at quarterback as he has gone back and forth.
Ball's
and their
on the
ball is on the field again. So great illustration there of just how difficult it is to hold on to the football.
It could be the case. Now we're going to see the first starting offense coming back in. They may have concluded the amount of plays that unit needed to get into the game.
Number 2 quarterback for North Attleboro is Rob Staub.
Rob Staub. That's an easy one to remember.
Easy for you to say.
Say it 3 times real fast, it might be a little more difficult. Foxborough showing blitz on this play. They're coming from the ends. I can see it on it.
3rd down play. This is Vaughn. He's through the middle and falls forward inside the Foxborough 35 to the 34. They're back beyond the original line of scrimmage, but it'll bring up a 4th down and about 8 yards to go.
61 Mikey Cottle makes a good tackle here, wraps him up at the waist. Vaughn does get a nice gain, as we can see him cutting through Foxborough defenders. There's Cottle. Does a good job. Nicky Ranko coming in at the end to help finish off. Brings up about a 4th and 7, let's say. That would be generous.
Altieri back in at quarterback, number 10. 4th down play here.
Here's a reverse.
And here's the reverse coming back near side, but Foxborough sniffs that out. In on the tackle there, Goodwin down at the bottom.
Goodwin, Morshed, and Ranko. Again,
and we'll have a second look.
North Attleboro likes to run this play. It's actually called a power crisscross. I'm trying to institute it with my team. We're having a little bit of difficulty, only because it is a difficult play to execute. But you go to hand off to one running back, then an inside handoff to a wingback coming on a reverse. And if it's executed well, it will work.
So Foxborough takes over on downs, their first play from scrimmage here in the second half as they fumbled the opening kickoff. And Lee hands off, but caught in the backfield, no gain there.
Looks like Goodwin again, and Kenny just has no room to run tonight, Dennis. Whether it's good penetration by North Attleboro, the slippery footing, but they're containing him better than I had hoped to see.
Defenses continuing to dominate here into the second half. We're inside 7 minutes, 6 minutes, 40 seconds to play unofficially. 3rd quarter, we're still scoreless.
Makes you start to think that like that Westwood game, Dennis, where one score could do it.
Not only that, but if it comes down to overtime and the conditions being what they are, we could be here a while.
I have a Kurt view.
Here's Goodwin trying to get outside, but Vaughn runs him down. and stopped at the 35, just outside the 35. Gain of perhaps a yard brings up 3rd and 9 or 8.
Kenny's a strong runner. I'd like to see him just continue with this sweep. He tried to stop and cut back, and it allowed North Attleboro's pursuit to catch up to him. Vaughn just grabbed him by the shoulder pads and threw him down. Kenny might have been a little more successful, get another yard or two just by lunging forward. North Attleboro was very quick with their linebackers and defensive backs.
3rd down play here for Foxborough as they send 2 receivers split to the near side.
You know, nobody in the backfield. Lee's in a shotgun formation.
And
nice
Lee
block in here.
Takes it and now throws.
He's got
Pass deflected, but Moorehead complete into North Attleboro territory. Nicely executed play there.
Very nice, Dennis.
For a 1st down.
Mikey Lee looked pretty poised back there. We're going to see another angle of this. Look at Mikey Lee. He looks poised back there. It looks like he's going to run. That brings up the defense. At the last minute, he pulls it in, throws it. Moorehead's wide open out here in the flat. Picks up a good 10, 15 yards. 1 tackle away from breaking that all the way.
So that pass completion is good for a 1st down, and the Warriors are into North Attleboro territory at their 49-yard line.
I'd like to see
on
a little bit
first
more
down,
of that.
this is Moorehead again with some running room, and he breaks into the secondary there.
Huge hole.
And Moorehead gets some running room and is inside the North Attleboro 40 to 38-yard line.
Gets the 1st down on the play. The sticks will move again.
Ball down to 22, Ryan Moorehead.
Moorehead's running behind the left side. Straight up running. Doesn't get hit until after he gains about 7 yards. Downfield blocking, you see there, number 66 for Foxborough, Brian Ballou. You always like seeing that in a lineman when they're 10, 15 yards downfield still hitting somebody.
1st and 10 Warriors. Their first possession from scrimmage here in the 2nd half and putting together a drive. Here's Moorehead again, cutting it back inside, still on his feet. Spins his way down inside the 30, close to the 25-yard line. Ryan Moorehead show here on this drive.
Very creative with that spin move, Dennis. I tell you, as we watch this replay here, he looks like his momentum is stopped. He makes this complete 360 spin. This has Barry Sanders written all over it. Look at that. And the guy, if he doesn't have him by the shirt, I think Ryan actually gains another 10 yards before the defense can bring him down.
Ball is spotted at the North Attleboro 27-yard line. Another 1st down for Foxborough. Moorehead again, trying to follow his blocking, but this time he's brought down by the shirt once again.
A lot of shirt tackling. You had alluded to that earlier, Dennis. Although we've seen some great hitting out here tonight, the majority of tackles have been guys grasping onto a shirt and holding on for dear life.
Tackle made there by number 60, Russell Casely for North Attleboro. Gain of perhaps 1 on 1st down. Ball spotted at the North Attleboro 27-yard line. 2nd and 9. We're still scoreless, down to 3:40 to play 3rd quarter. Foxborough driving. Inside, now Goodwin coming back the other way. Has some running room, cuts it back toward the middle. Still on his feet.
He's inside the 10.
Great run there by Goodwin. As he cut that, appeared to be sealed off on the near side. Cut it back inside and falls all the way down inside the North Attleboro 10.
This play, Dennis, is all set up by the 4 straight plays to Moorehead. Now, as you see, there's a fake to Moorehead. The defense, all the pursuits going after Moorehead. Now we run the counter back to Goodwin, and he does a lot of this on his own. He had a couple good blocks to spring him, but at the very end, you see him fighting and diving for that extra yardage. But it's all set up by Moorehead, having carried the ball the previous 4 times.
18-yard gain there for Goodwin gives Foxborough a 1st and goal and a flag for a procedure call. And Foxborough, as they had their 1st and goal set, unfortunately take the procedure penalty, knock them back 5.
Tough mistake right there, especially putting this great drive together. They're down inside the 10-yard line. They're facing a 1st and goal. They have no opportunity for a 1st down. Now they're outside the 10-yard line, about the 14. So they're going to have to work for this touchdown, 14 yards, but they are moving the ball quite consistently on this drive.
Kevin McCarthy, number 87, is split to the near side. Here's Moorehead, cuts it back inside, still on his feet. He's inside the 5 to about the 4-yard line. And a little difficult to tell where that is.
He's at the 4, Dennis.
It is the 4. That is the 5-yard line, not the goal line, as there were some who were signaling touchdown there, but he's still outside the end zone.
He runs to the left side, which has been very predominant in this drive. Ryan getting most of his yardage from there. He cuts it back in. Again, you see some downfield blocking. You see Nicky Ranko, 54 there. You see Jimmy Sestito, 55. They're making the initial hit at the line of scrimmage. They're continuing on, trying to find a linebacker or a defensive back. And Ryan Morshed's been a workhorse on this drive, picking up the majority of the yardage, most of it on the ground, and a big 18, 20-yard gain on the pass play.
So after seeing both defenses dominate for most of this ball game, finally Ryan Morshead able to get some running room and has been the workhorse, as you said, Doug, but another big run there by Goodwin, who complimented and took the, used Morshead as the screen there.
I like how Foxborough's mixing up their plays on this drive. They changed their strategy again with Morshead getting the majority of the carries. They'll come back with Goodwin. We haven't seen Tyler Felix touch the ball yet either, and he's playing in the fullback position. And you know, any minute now, Tyler could be the guy to get the ball and make the big play.
2nd and goal. And here's Morshead again as he puts his head down, tries to get in close to the goal line. He'll be short.
Close. He's real close. I'm guessing less than a foot.
Ball spotted at about the 1.
Staying to the left side once again, following the blocks of Felix and Goodwin, as well as the line on that side. He's real close.
Had what looked to be a gaping hole there that closed very quickly on the part of the North Attleboro defense. 3rd and goal from about the 1.
Mikey Lee, QB keeper on this one, right behind Chris Foley. No, Morshead.
Morshead cuts it back inside and signaling touchdown, and Foxborough is on the board.
Kind of appropriate that Ryan gets the score, being, as I said, the workhorse on this, being the workhorse on the series. Ryan picking up the touchdown, but there's 10 other guys on the field that are doing their job right now. The line looked real good on this whole drive, blowing open those holes, pushing North Attleboro off the line of scrimmage, and a couple of the other running backs setting up some key blocks as well, Dennis.
So finally, as we have less than 2 minutes to play 3rd quarter, someone is on the board. Point after by Morshead is right straight through the middle.
And
another
deep.
Straight ahead kicker.
And deep. That would have been good from 30 yards out, Dennis.
So Ryan Morshead with a 1-yard TD dash and 2-point extra point conversion single-handedly here gives Foxborough an 8-0 lead.
Beautiful kick. It was a great snap. I believe Chris Foley is still centering. Mikey Lee put the ball down. If that had been in the other end of the field, we would have lost that one in the fog, I'm afraid. Thing was a missile.
Kind of difficult to believe that it has been such a chore for both teams to hold on to the football and to have Foxborough put together a very impressive drive here late in the 3rd quarter as if there were no field condition problems out there. Makes you wonder what was going on for the first majority of 3 quarters.
Well, you're right, Dennis, and as I had talked about just prior to us breaking at the half, I figured the team would get one of those inspirational speeches from the coaching staff, and if it hadn't been for the fumbled kickoff, we might have seen that drive before this. They really came out once they had the ball and moved it the way I expected them to.
Morshead to kick off, back deep near side. 22 is Vaughn. On the far side, number 5 is Prokowski.
That ball's going to be down there by Altieri.
Altieri, the up back in that position, will down it for North Attleboro, and they'll take over 1st and 10 from their own 40.
No harm there. Ryan didn't get a good piece of that ball, but it did get across midfield down to the 40, and there was no return. Where their defense has been pretty strong, not being fooled too much. You know, I have no concern right now with the ball being at the 40-yard line. In fact, if we hold them and force North Attleboro into maybe trying something on 4th down, we can get the ball in good shape again ourselves.
That is what happened on the last possession for North Attleboro. They went for it on 4th, and Foxborough took over in downs, and Foxborough came down from their own 34, helped by a couple of big runs by Morshead and Goodwin.
Look at that defense.
And here's a 1st down trying the right side of the Foxborough defensive line that goes nowhere. Loss on the play of a couple.
Number 80, Craig Carew, was in on that play, as well as Tyler Felix, number 20. These kids are pumped up right now, Dennis. They're coming right at him. There's Carew right there. Gets a little help from a few of his buddies, but great play by Craig. Stayed at home, making the first hit, and a loss of almost 2, like you said.
Terry back in at quarterback.
We have a wide receiver going high to the top of our screen here. North trying to show the pass.
22, Vaughn moves back towards the backfield. Ball carrier is Peary, number 7, but he goes nowhere.
They're not fooling us right now at all, Dennis. Coming out in different formations, trying to show the pass, maybe with a little motion to think there's going to be an outside run, but there's nothing up the middle. Guys like Nicky Ranko and Mike Cottle and Jimmy Sestito, they're just plugging that middle. There's nowhere to go.
And the officials have given the signal for the expiration of the third quarter. So after 3, Foxborough with their 8-0 lead after finally someone put together a drive, and it was Foxborough beginning at their own 34, helped by a couple of big first down runs by Ryan Moorshead, thrown in with a beautiful 18-yard gain by Ken Goodwin. Brought Foxborough down inside the North Attleboro 10. They went first and goal, and finally from 1 yard out, Ryan Moorshead found pay dirt in the end zone and converted for 2 points, and Foxborough is up 8-zip.
And let's not forget about the nice little pass Mikey Lee threw out to Moorshead in the flat there. Great protection by his line. Mikey almost looked like he was going to run. At the last second, he stopped, had enough on the ball, nice touch. That really gave him the big first down that they need. That was a third down play, if I recall.
So North Attleboro takes over as we begin the fourth quarter inside their own 40-yard line at the 39. First and 10. I beg your pardon. This is third down play.
The inside handoff again. Vaughn's going nowhere.
And so he will be lucky if he made it back to the original line of scrimmage at the 40. And it will bring up a fourth down. And Foxborough in a position to get the ball back here with an 8-0 lead. And with the ball being as treacherous as it is, exchange here anything can happen.
That's correct. And does North go for it here? No, it looks like Vaughn's back to punt, but again at the 40-yard line, you never know. There's not a lot of risk here close to midfield. Foxborough's got to be careful.
Tyler Felix, the deep man. Vaughn kicks it away.
Oh, gets a nice booming kick.
Big spiral. Tyler Felix watches it bounce at the 25, now picks it up, tries to make a run of it, and he gets some additional yardage out across the 30 to close to the 35-yard line. Good job there by Tyler Felix as North Attleboro had deep coverage, and at the last minute, Felix able to get some positive yards.
I think North Attleboro might have been lulled to sleep here, thinking that Tyler was going to let that ball die, roll to a slow stop, and then be blown dead. But at the last second, as you said, Dennis, he picked it up and found a little seam to the outside. Might have squeezed out 8 to 10 yards, giving us a better shot. Now we're out around the 33, 34-yard line. So it was a smart play by Tyler.
Exactly the point at which Foxborough started from their own 34 on their scoring drive the last time they had the football. That being the third quarter, they were going the other way. On first down here, not much there on the right side of the North Attleboro defensive line. Moorshead the ball carrier, but doesn't pick up much, perhaps a yard.
First time they've stopped that play now the second half. We're going the opposite direction, but we're still running to our left, and that's where we ran the last series and had a lot of success with Moorshead running behind his left side of the line. North Attleboro obviously made an adjustment while their offense was on the field. We have a brief timeout here so the referee can sign off on the play sheet. Okay, stoppage. He'll be back in play right now. Here we go.
Second down for the Warriors. They're in their own territory at the 35-yard line. In motion is Moorshead. Pitch back to the tailback Goodwin, following his blocking.
Don't stop.
Yeah, but he is subdued. Good coverage there. Altieri in on that pursuit, along with number 5 and also number 60. Number 60 is Russell Casely. Number 5 is Evan Prokosky.
It looked as though Foxborough might have had something going on this play. Kenny Goodwin got a nice pitch, and there was a brief opening.
There was a brief opening that closed real quickly.
quickness of the North Attleboro defense, is we talked about earlier, Dennis, is apparent right now, and they are closing off the outside game.
3rd down, 9 yards to go. Play action here. Goodwin with the ball, trying to cut it back inside. Falls forward close to the 45, but he'll be short of a first down.
If anything here, it enables Foxborough to be a little closer to midfield, so that if Morshed gets off one of his booming punts, North Attleboro will be pinned down a little bit more deeper in their territory. Looking at about 2 yards for a first down. Mikey Lee is going back out there, but maybe Foxborough is going for it. Trusting their defense. They've been solid all night long. Should they not be fortuitous enough to make the first down.
Interesting call here by the Foxborough Brain Trust, as they're going to go for it, apparently here on 4th down. They need a couple. Straight ahead, caught in the backfield, and they're not going to get there. Interesting call by Foxborough, as their defense has held North Attleboro's offense in check the entire game. But now, with about 6.5 minutes to play in the ball game, they have given it up on downs to North Attleboro in good field position at the Foxborough 43-yard line.
Might have thought that Foxborough would go with a long cadence there, or maybe a hard count, trying to draw the defense offsides to get the yardage. They are going to take a measurement, though, huh?
Apparently they're close enough to measure. And based on the way that looked previously, that wasn't even close. So
still isn't.
It still isn't. Maybe the fog is a factor.
It isn't for us up here, because I thought we had a very clear view as to where Morshed was stopped and where the chains were on the opposite side of the field. But again, as I was mentioning, I really thought Foxborough might have punted on that play, and if anything, just tried to draw North Attleboro's defense, hoping to pick up the penalty and the first down.
You can understand the offense wanting to keep possession of the ball, keep running the ball, making first downs, taking a lot of that time off the clock.
Absolutely.
But now they've given North Attleboro an opportunity in their own territory, taking over 1st and 10 in Foxborough territory.
Vaughn on the
Here's
sweep.
Vaughn coming near side,
keeps his
hurdles
balance.
a couple of tacklers and rolls forward inside the 40. Be interesting to see where they spot that. The official looks as if he's going to give them the roll.
This is a real nice effort by Vaughn. We thank our camera crew. Hopefully they'll pick this up. Vaughn, he gets submarined early here. Sestito dives at him. No, it's not Sestito. It looks like maybe Kenny Goodwin had him at the ankles, but Vaughn just keeps going, never really touches the ground with a knee or anything. And he squirms for 5 yards. It looked as though he had a lot more than that, Dennis.
2nd and 5 for North Attleboro. Altieri is
Same
the quarterback.
play, he's going to pass it back.
Here's Vaughn on the option, and he's going to be caught and able to get the ball back to Altieri, and it is ruled an incomplete pass. And certainly Vaughn was in the grasp of a couple of Foxborough defenders. Generosity there on the part of the officials for not blowing that play dead.
Well, Vaughn doesn't wear a quarterback's number, so he doesn't get this in the grasp call, but he should never got this throw off. Morshed has him, Carew has him. This kid's obviously strong, because with 2 guys hanging on him, he still fought him off. Foxborough's defense might have slacked off a little bit, thinking he was going to be down, and Altieri was open out in the flat. Had that been a better pass, it could have happened, for North Attleboro. They could have picked up something real big there.
3rd and 5. Altieri is the North Attleboro quarterback.
There's that inside handoff.
Inside handoff here.
Perkarski
goes forward and is going to be close to a first down.
He's going to be a lot closer than we were. Yeah, they're moving the chains.
So it is enough for a North Attleboro first down, as the ball is spotted inside the 35 at the 33.
Unofficially, the clock is showing 6:39. My guess is it's a lot less than that. There hasn't been a lot of passing or plays being run out of bounds in this 4th quarter that would stop the clock.
So an interesting call on the last possession for Foxborough, where they went for it on 4th, has given North Attleboro an opportunity late in the ball game.
This is Peary.
Hand off to Peary as he tries to go outside, but is brought down there on the far side.
33, Eric Stevens.
Tell you, Foxborough's defense has been equal to the task. we look at the speed closing. North Attleboro, again, having substitutions that they were able to make. These kids are a little bit more fresher in their backfield than Foxboro's backs, but you know, you can see here Stevens closes real fast. Again, as I said, equal to the task on defense.
Gain of about 4 on first down, 2nd and 6, just inside the Foxboro 30-yard line. And again, they try to go off tackle, but there's not a whole lot there on 2nd down.
Nicky Ranko with a stop on Perry once again. Nick's having himself a pretty active game out there.
Ball is spotted at the Foxboro 25-yard line. They need about 3 more on 3rd down. Obviously 2 down territory as the clock, unofficial clock, approaches the 4-minute mark left in the ball game. And that 2-point conversion there on the part of Mooreshead after he ran that 1-yard touchdown run, making it 8-0 lead, could loom large here.
It does change the whole complexion strategy that North Attleboro would have. Should Foxborough have been unsuccessful, then they could have lined up either to kick or to run or pass the ball in for the win. Now they have to kick a successful point just to tie the game. So at worst case, Foxborough, even though North is moving the ball a little bit right now, Foxborough still has the controlling hand, and they have the trump card with that extra point, as you said, Dennis.
That gain on 3rd down is spotted just inside the Foxboro 25. It's a 4th down and probably 2 yards. So a huge play at this point in the ball game. They'll run this from the I. Fullback is Vaughn, give to the tailback Perkowski. He falls forward and looks to have enough for a 1st down. And it is a 1st down for North Attleboro.
Second effort on his part because he was met at the line of scrimmage, bounced off that tackle. North Attleboro calling a timeout right now. But if we see a replay on that, you'll see that. Thank you, Mr. Ellsworth, for this replay. As we see, he takes the handoff. He gets hit right there at the original line of scrimmage, and then he bounces off the tackles and somehow slides forward about 3 yards.
So it will be a 1st down at the Foxboro 20-yard line, 1st and 10. Clock showing unofficially a little over 2.5, 2:37 to play in the ball game. Foxboro ahead by 8-0, and so it rightfully so. It's been a close ball game all the way through. Should come right down to the end.
I wouldn't have had expected anything less, Dennis. These teams have been battling each other since they were the E-level. Foxboro, fortunately, has come out on top each and every time. Earlier, when I went over to grab the roster from some of their representatives, they did inform me that the Founders Cup is on site. However, they planned on taking it home, and I just kind of like smirked at them myself.
1st and 10 from the Foxboro 20. Altieri is the quarterback. He's rolling to his left, looking downfield, fires, finds Peary. Peary is run out of bounds, but not before he's in Foxboro, inside the Foxboro 10, near the 5-yard line.
This is a real nice play by Danny Altieri, excuse me. He's rolling. Altieri's rolling to his left. This is not an easy pass for anybody. Right-handed quarterback, all his momentum's going to his opposite side. He's able to throw a strike right to Perry. Perry picks up a good 14 yards, setting North up with a 1st and goal.
And we have to go back to that decision when Foxboro had the ball, where they went forward on 4th down and were unsuccessful. And North Attleboro had great field position to begin this drive inside Foxboro territory at the 43.
It was quite the gamble, and right now it looks as though North has won that side of the gamble. But they still have to get 6 more yards to hit pay dirt. Foxboro taking advantage of this timeout also right now, getting reinforced here, getting some words of encouragement from the coaching staff. Probably, just needed to catch a breath here. If we could see the same stand we got out of the B team in the previous game, this ball game basically would be over with the time left on the clock. Foxboro could run it out.
So a big point in the ball game, obviously, as North Attleboro desperately tries to get into the end zone to give them the 6, and then the adventure for the extra point conversion will begin. But they have a 1st and goal near the Foxboro 5-yard line. Altieri is the quarterback. Pitch back here. Again, Peary cuts it back inside, and he is in the end zone. Jeff Peary. plays a big part of that successful North Attleboro drive as he caps it off with a 5-yard run.
This looked kind of easy here. Perry heading to the outside, sees a hole on the inside, makes an adjustment, plants his foot, cuts back. He's not down until he's 5 yards in the end zone. Good play call on the North Attleboro's coaching staff's part. I'll give him credit for that. But as you said, here we go, the big extra point. North's hands forced. They do have to try for the kick. Can only hope for a bad snap or something of that nature there to make it a little more difficult for him.
Altieri will hold.
And Perry is the kicker.
Will kick. Snap, the kick.
Yes, it's blocked. Pick it up.
Loose ball. Foxborough
Ball
trying
on
to
it.
get
That's
a
all
handle
they're going
to
to
it.
do. Ball on it. That's all you got to do, boys.
Foxborough has blocked the point after attempt and maintains a 2-point lead at 8-6. And as it was the case with the only score for Foxborough where Mooreshead went in from a yard out, he was able to convert the 2-point extra point attempt.
That's right. And it was
Peary
almost,
ran it in from 5 yards out for North Attleboro, but his attempt was blocked.
it was almost a replay, as you said. Same guys. Goodwin is the one that's in there. Oh, actually, Goodwin knocks the holder down. Altieri just blows right through his back, and there was a whole rush of Foxborough blue shirts coming up the middle. Can't quite tell who actually got their hand on the ball, but I'm sure that Goodwin nailing the holder from behind caused that ball to start sliding before Perry made contact. Huge effort on Foxborough's defense right there, Dennis.
And a second look.
So you can see, we'll watch again, Goodwin coming in from the outside, just nails Altieri. Right here, maybe 54. Could that be Nick Ranko again? He's been all over the field tonight.
Peary unable to get much loft on that kick. And with the atmosphere being what it is here tonight, it's understandable. But the Warriors have held, and with less than 2 minutes to play, clock shows minute 44.
That could be pretty close to accurate if the referees have adjusted it with the scorekeeper. We know an onside kick is coming. If not, I have no idea what North Attleboro's coaching staff would be thinking of, but with time being the way it is and being down by 2, they actually need a field goal, which is difficult enough to do, or another touchdown. And onside kick, Foxborough should have their hands team out there, their best guys up front just to fall on the ball, Dennis. Be happy where they get it. Don't do anything fancy. Don't try to pick it up and run with it.
Conditions being what they are with the dew and the fog, is there such a thing as a hands team under these circumstances?
We'll give them credit for saying that they have one, but there are some ball players. Looking at some of the kids I see out there right now, you might see Mooreshead and a couple other guys, instead of being deep, they might be coming up into the front row. The ball does have to travel 10 yards before it is a live ball. Anything short of 10 yards, Foxborough would automatically take possession.
Back deep for Foxborough, near side. Number 20 is Tyler Felix. Number 30, Ken Goodwin on the far side.
Vaughn doing the kick in here, maybe?
Everyone anticipates will be an onside kick.
All right, Vaughn has kicked off before. Now we have Perry kicking here.
And here we go. Needs to go 10 yards, is stopped before it goes to 10, but covered by number 61 there, Mike Cottle.
Mikey Cottle. Nice heads-up play by Mike. He took it on a shore hop. As you said, he met it before it went to 10 yards. Huge play on his part. Foxborough just got to hold on to the ball now. I believe North Attleboro has burned 2 of their 3 timeouts already this half. So if the clock is pretty close to accurate, even without a first down, Foxborough should be able to secure the victory here, should they just be able to hold on to the ball.
And that's not a small task under these conditions,
Absolutely
holding on
not.
to the ball.
That exchange between the center and the quarterback becomes very important right now.
Mike Lee still in at quarterback. 1st and 10 from the 49, and he holds on. He's going to try to get around the corner here. Does so. Puts his head down. Another shirt tackle.
Another shirt tackle is
not
right.
Before Mike Lee is inside the 45 to about the 44-yard line. Good for 6 on first down.
Good heads-up play here by Mike Dennis. He could have gained maybe another 2 yards. We'll watch the replay. Mike could have gained another 2 yards maybe by running out of bounds, but he knows the clock is his friend right now. So he's going to turn this ball back inside. He's going to be happy with those 5 yards, knowing that the clock is still running. He almost escaped Vaughn's tackle as well.
Good block there on the part of Foxborough, springing Mike to get those extra few yards, and I couldn't quite pick up a number, but there was a nice block made that allowed him to turn the corner.
Years past, that was a very popular play for Foxborough. With this group, Mikey Lee would often run what we call 18 or 19 keepers, getting behind his running backs who were acting almost though second set of linemen. And you know, we haven't seen much of it tonight, and that's the first time, and it worked out well. A nice 5-yard gain by Mike, and good blocking, as you said, Dennis.
Ball spotted just inside the North Attleboro 45 at the 44-yard line, 2nd and 5. And here's an inside handoff that is going to be close enough, if not enough, for a first down. Ken Goodwin, the ball carrier there, and looks like they have enough.
Yeah, I'm looking up at the clock right now, and I see that it's been adjusted. We were down under a minute, and now I'm looking up, and it's back up to a minute 47.
But Foxborough offense able to keep ripping off first downs, it won't really matter.
That's right, and if that, you know, here we go for a measurement right here, but I'm almost certain Ken has the first down on this play.
Looked like he had it from this angle.
Certainly did. He may not have got a good enough spot, but he cuts back here against the grain, dragged down from behind. He's got it, yeah.
First down.
That replay showing a camera angle right into the fog. It looked like football in the twilight zone.
Similar to that game a few years ago out in Chicago. You couldn't even see the game on TV. All you see was that white mist, and it was only from the ground level that people could enjoy it. Well, we still have a pretty good view here, Dennis, and the pole's not a factor this time. So,
which is nice.
That's
a real luxury.
That's a luxury for us. We're heading in the right direction. We're going away from the pole.
What I wonder about is how can you spend all day Saturday and all day Sunday and still know that there was a fog in Chicago?
I have no idea.
Here it comes Foxborough. Moore's Head, I believe, the ball carrier.
Ball carrier number 22, Ryan Moorehead.
And he gains very little, but that's not the real issue here as Foxborough tries to run out the clock. It's showing less than a minute 10, minute 8 unofficially left in the ball game.
And they got about 30 seconds between plays, so as long as they don't get that delay of game call that would stop the clock, you're not worried about losing the 5 yards as much as you are about stopping the clock.
Interesting, North Attleboro doesn't burn a timeout here, though, after having stopped Foxborough for no gain on first down. 2nd and 10 from inside the 40 at the 39.
They're attacking the snap. They have 6 guys that are all aiming for the ball.
Here's Goodwin.
Hold on to the
evades
ball.
one tackler, stays on his feet. Stutter steps down close to the 35. Gain of a couple on 2nd down. That'll bring 3rd and 7. But the clock continues to move. And North Attleboro must be out of timeouts, otherwise they would have burned one by now.
I can only assume that because Foxborough doesn't even have to run a play right now. They're already starting to congratulate each other. You know, you're right. If North had one timeout left, they certainly would have used it by now.
Even with a indecision, why not let the time and take the penalty?
There's
but
the
game has expired, and Foxborough comes out victorious and has taken over the Founders Cup.
Yes, it's nice to have it back home here in the little confines of the town of Foxborough and the Ernie George Field. A great win tonight by our 18. The last time we did a telecast, we came out on the short end against a good Westwood team. Tonight, you know, again, a good defensive battle, but that extra point was the difference. And Foxborough showed a lot of mettle out there tonight and played a good game, and taking nothing away from North Attleboro. You know, great game.
Both defenses came up large under difficult circumstances where the fact that there was a hard rain overnight and also the fog and dew really made the football difficult to hold on to. And the defenses, as you might expect, would dominate under those circumstances. But the one scoring drive that Foxborough put together for their only touchdown of the ball game was a very impressive one. Moore's Head and Goodwin combining, and Moore's Head converting the 2 points and giving Foxborough their margin of victory.
That's correct, Dennis. And again, the line play is the best they had blocked all night long. North Attleboro pretty much on defense was as solid as Foxborough was on defense, but that one drive that we put together, our line was winning the battle of the trenches. So every one of those boys deserve a little bit of credit tonight. As good as a back as Mooreshed is, he doesn't make the holes by himself.
So to the strains of Queens, we are the champions. Foxborough emerges victorious against North Attleboro by a final score of 8-6. Doug Seuss, Dennis Robichaux, the entire Cable 8 Sports crew. Thanks for joining us. We'll see you next time on Cable 8 Sports.